Hello, Scorpio. Yeah, it's good. We're going to be doing your timeless love mid-monthly June 2022 reading. You do not have to have Scorpio in your chart, nor do you have to watch this during June or whenever you watch it. It's a timeless message for anybody who needs it, and it's going to be for love. So yeah, I hope you guys are doing pretty good. I'm going to take a breath, say a prayer, and we'll be doing a reading with the Dragon Tarot, closing with a magical spell cards deck. Praying to God, Spirit, my gods, my angels, my ancestors, and God, Spirit, my gods, my angels, my ancestors, please help myself, Scorpio, and anybody else watching to see the clearest messages for the highest good of all involved in our love and relationships for a mid-month June timeless love message. June 2022. It's a mouthful, guys. I'm trying my best. Okay. So we're gonna shuffle up and just see what comes out for you guys. I've been doing a different type of reading style. It's something I've been doing with myself, and I decided I'm gonna start doing it on the channel, where I literally just pull cards and I place them wherever they go. It's helped me strengthen my own intuitive abilities, and I feel like I get a lot more of a clearer story when I do that. Well, it depends. I mean, I can ask questions and get really in depth, but usually I like to do it intuitively. It helps me get the messages out in an easier way, specifically for when I'm reading for other people. Yeah. And then you can ask specific questions from there, usually. Oh, okay. So starting out, we have Death Reverse. This could be your energy here, Scorpio. And then we have the Seven of Wands, okay? So I feel like there may be a little bit of competition. I feel like the reason you may not be seeing maybe growth in whatever it is you're looking for in your relationships is just because it feels like there's a sense of competition around you, but it doesn't really feel like what I'm picking up on. What I'm picking up on, to me, the Seven of Wands can be somebody willing to fight for something in a relationship. Somebody willing to, fight for a relationship. Actually, not like physically fight. If so, I don't know. But I'm talking about just really, putting the work in a relationship. With the Death Reverse, oh my God, excuse me. To me, this seems like your person. I'm feeling like your person is feeling like you turned your back on them with the Death Reverse, but they want to come through and they want to fight for this. They want to prove to you that they want this relationship. Okay. But it also does feel like new life. When I see Death Reverse, to me that represents death has already happened and new life is being brought into your relationship, and there's going to be a sense of fighting for the relationship, okay? Yeah, because, under that we got the Emperor. Yep, this is definitely a counterpart situation. I could be. Usually when I see the Emperor, to me that represents the masculine, so this could be your masculine counterpart. If you are resonating with the Twin Flame Soulmate Journey, I did just put out a Twin Flame reading. I've been saying that for every sign for the past 3 readings that I did today. So, 2 readings that I did today. So hopefully it uploads and I'm not just, blowing smoke. But yeah, I put up a Twin Flame reading and it had a lot to do with, it was literally a Twin Flame reading. So obviously it had a lot to do with Twin Flames. And this might be what's coming through here. Actually, very much so. Feels like the same type of energy, very similar energy. Feels like your Emperor is about ready to put in work with this, Scorpio. It looks like they're really excuse me, I'm having trouble speaking. Let me ground myself. Scorpio energy can be very enamoring. It's very, especially with the energy I'm picking up on. And I also just did a bunch of readings too. I did three readings before this, so I'm in my zone, but I'm also trying to speak in a way that makes sense without jumbling my words. So Emperor energy, guys. Under that, let's see what we got. The Fool. Bottom of the deck reading. So we have, looks like you're about to see some really big movement forward here, Scorpio. I feel like your person is about ready to bring new life into this connection. It does feel like your masculine counterpart. If you are a masculine counterpart, then this would be you in the space of wanting to fight for a relationship, wanting to start that new beginning with somebody, most likely your Empress. But what I'm picking up on here, Scorpio, is it does feel like you have an energy around you. I mean, if you take a look at the Emperor, I feel like you have the dragon speaking in the Emperor's ear, like they're confidant, right? And so to me, this feels like your Emperor, your counterpart, has been listening to their intuition, that they've been listening to the universe, and they're now seeing the truth of this connection, and they're willing to put the work in. They're willing to fight for this. If they do feel like there is competition, it does not seem like it matters to them. It feels like they're willing to come in and prove themselves to you. Let's go ahead and pull some more. Yep, what can I say, guys? We got a counterpart situation on our hands, twin flame, okay? I mean, it looks like, yeah, they want this with you, Scorpio. They want to put in the work. They want the full energy. They want that new beginning with you. They want the Seven of Wands. I mean, dude, this doesn't get, I mean, this is really, really great. I feel like almost all the signs I've been reading for, aside from maybe a couple, have been getting a lot of Twin Flame Soulmate energies in here. So it really does feel like whoever it is you're dealing with is definitely a counterpart situation. Even if you do not resonate with the twin flame journey, this could very well just be like a soulmate, karmic. It really doesn't feel like a karmic, but it can apply, right? But what I'm seeing here is a twin flame situation where your emperor wants this with you. They want the new beginning. They want to come in and they want to have a conversation. By the way, that was what came out during the reading. Twin flame reading was a big conversation coming in. And so it feels like this is that same energy. The emperor wants to bring in that energy. They want to bring that energy. They want to put in the work with you, okay? There's really good energy here. Right? Yep. We're going to leave it there. And actually, no, we'll talk about this. So we have the Knight of Wands, Pentacles, reverse. And what I'm feeling like with this card, with your person, is I feel like they're willing to walk away from other options. This is what it feels like to me. I feel like this could represent competition on either ends. I mean, we did have the Seven of Wands, right? So this could represent just like having options, but it doesn't feel like you're interested in those options, Scorpio. It feels like even if your person has options, they are not interested in those options because they are now the Emperor. Maybe they used to be the Knight of Pentacles reverse, but they're no longer the Knight of Pentacles reverse. It does feel like they are now seeing their worth and yours, okay? Let's see, what do we have under this? Two of Wands. I've been doing this for a lot today for the past few readings for these signs. We've been doing some bottom of the deck stuff. And it's been working really well. I don't know. I don't normally do that. I usually like to shuffle, but we're doing this today, it seems. And yeah, so we have the Two of Wands. This can represent victory. It can represent decisions. It can represent being at a crossroads. To me, it just feels like, again, options. I feel like you and your person have options, and you both don't want the other options. It feels like you just want each other. You want your counterpart. I mean, like I was saying in the twin flame reading, like there will never be another relationship in your life that compares to a twin flame connection. And if you've been in a twin flame connection, or if you've been in union in any kind of way, you'll know that you can experience more with a twin flame in like one date than you've experienced in like 2 years of a full relationship. And it's intense, dude. And especially if you've already been into union with this person, yeah, that's something that you can't just walk away from. You can try, and both people oftentimes do try, especially when things get a little too intense, kind of taking on some of this immature energy here. And that's kind of what I'm actually picking up on. I feel like you both have tried to walk away from this with the Nine of Pentacles reverse. With the two, yeah, it feels like you both have decided at some point, maybe this isn't for me, maybe this isn't real, maybe I'm just crazy. But I think you both realize that that's just not the case, Scorpio. You now understand just how deep this connection goes because you're now seeing that it is a counterpart situation. And to me, it feels like you're both willing to put in the work here. Again, regardless of whether you see it as a twin flame connection, you are both now understanding that this connection is just not something easily shooken off. It is something that is very deep. It is very transformative. It can be difficult. It can be tough. Those are the same words. Just synonyms, but it's something where I think you both see that now, right? Do we have anything under here? Yeah, Four of Pentacles, guys. It does not look like this is going to be like whatever it is that went on between you two. It is not over. It is not over. I mean, this is an overall energy for me right now, where you both are just not willing to walk away from this. You both do not want to let go of this. It feels like both people are now holding on to each other, right? I feel like if you have turned your back on your person for whatever reasons, maybe they were in that Knight of Pentacles reverse energy, maybe they were just non-committal, they were afraid of commitment, they were afraid of whatever it is that they were afraid of, and they decided to pull back, to ghost you, to whatever it is the case, it feels like they want to come back around because they don't want to let this go. It's not even that they don't want to, but I feel like they can't. It's not that they can't. Like, it feels like they tried, and again, it feels like both of you tried. I feel like what I'm picking up on is the other person decided to walk away. They decided to, either you or them, turn their back on you. They decided to not face the transformative aspects of this relationship and have likely faced a little bit of karma because of that, unfortunately. I don't like to speak that about people, but it just seems to be the experience here. I think you'll notice if you tend to shy away from a twin flame connection, it does have an impact on your general experience of life and relationships. I don't want to speak about it like that. I was going to speak about it in a particular way, but it might be a little triggering. So let me just try to think of a better way to say it. It's like when you experience something for the first time, and it's just like really, really great. Let's say like you have a really good meal, right? You find like a new favorite meal. You have that meal, and that meal is the most amazing meal, and it's from like a particular restaurant or something, right? And then you go to another restaurant, or let's say you've had that meal a few times, or you've had it enough at that restaurant to know that that is your favorite meal, and you just love that meal. And then you go to try to find, maybe you move or something, and you don't have the same restaurant, right? And so you try to have that meal somewhere else, and you realize, well, it's good, but it's just not the same. It's just not going to be, it will never be the same as that one restaurant, and it will never be the same as that one experience, right? So that's what I'm picking up on here with these energies. It's like you both may have tried dating other people. You both may have tried just kind of like, forgetting about the connection, depending on who turned their back on who. I really do feel like your person walked away from you for a little bit. It's kind of what it feels like, but it doesn't feel like they ever really left. Okay, I feel like they may have walked away, but they're still deep down holding on here. I feel like there's still a deep energetic connection. There's a soul connection. connection at the soul level, right? If it is a twin flame connection. Is there anything under this here? Yep. Ten of Swords, man. Your person is they are feeling the effects of walking away from this. They are definitely feeling the effects here, Scorpio. You have had a massive impact on their life, and they now realize this. They are now not only questioning how somebody could have such an impact on their life, maybe only after being together for a small amount of time, but they are now understanding that because of that, they don't want to let that go, right? And with the Ten of Swords, to me, that also represents the ending of that cycle. Them recognizing that them trying to let that go has only kept them wanting you more and having trouble letting go. And so to me, this feels like this person is letting go of their Knight of Pentacle Reverse ways. They're ending a lot of karmic cycles in their lives. And not only are they feeling like they're feeling the effects of that, because you keep in mind, when you do end karmic cycles, it is tough. When you get to the 10, the end of that cycle, before you get around to the 1 again, the Tarot, it's heavy. Letting go of those energies, letting those relationships go away, it takes time, especially if it's karmic relationships. A lot of the times, those karmics don't want to let go, and they will cling on for dear life, and it is of no fault of their own, because oftentimes they are just acting out of a place of being either emotionally or energetically manipulated by, various energies in the world, or just their own psyche having trouble with change, okay? Yep, we got 2 10s, guys. 10 of Wands under that one. Your person is just, they are going through it right now, Scorpio. If you guys are not talking, this is a confirmation that they are not happy about that. They miss you so much. And what I'm feeling like is you kind of stepped into your power here, and that's kind of been in the Divine Feminine Collective, if you do consider yourself to be a feminine energy particularly. That is kind of what has been the message here for the Divine Feminines, is they have stepped into their power. They have said no. They turned their back. They turn their back on being treated. I don't want to just say like an option, because I do feel like everybody should have a choice, right? I know a lot of the times people are like, oh, I'm not just an option, and I say that all the time too. I'm guilty as charged. I probably even said that today. I'm not even gonna lie. People say things like that because they have a sense of self-worth, and you know yourself well enough to know what you bring to the table. But you have to understand, Scorpio, and I feel like I'm speaking to myself here too, because I do have Scorpio placements where just because somebody decides to explore other options speaks nothing on your worth. It is because a lot of the times people need to learn. They have to learn what it is they need to learn, which is with these 10s. You got to understand, if you want somebody to value you, you want somebody to respect you, and you want somebody to choose you, a lot of the times they need to learn from the contrast. They need to understand what it is they're missing by understanding what it is that is gone when you turn your back on them, right? And it doesn't really feel like you ever turned your back, Scorpio. I feel like you just took your power back, and you decided that you wanted to take care of yourself. You stepped into your Empress status, okay? You decided to embody the Empress energy, and you said no more. You decided to, again, with the Death reverse, bring this relationship to a close karmically. Not even like that. I feel like you decided to walk away from anything that was not healthy for you, or anything that felt disempowering, or anything that felt as though you weren't being honored as the relationship that it is. Because a lot of the times in these twin flame connections, even subconsciously, whenever people decide, let's say like your person decided to choose another option, they went back to their karmic partner, when they went back to their ex who could have been a karmic, or they listened to people around them that were karmic in nature and giving them, advice, and they made decisions from that place. A lot of the times it's, damn, I really just lost my train of thought. This is the first time that has actually happened during a reading where I just completely slipped to my thought of what I was about to say. So let's go back. whenever people decide to do stuff like that, again, it's not a reflection of you, right? It's a reflection of them needing to learn lessons, karmic lessons, when they're important for twin flame connections. And I feel like that's why these relationships can be so tumultuous and difficult, and that's why not everybody chooses to continue with them, because a lot of the time, Scorpio, as you know, with Scorpio energy, it's very transformative. It's just phoenix rising energy. And when people get too close to that fire, especially if they are not like spiritually evolved in that sense, or they don't consider themselves to be very spiritual in nature, it can be intense, especially if it's somebody who's only been involved in karmic situations, somebody who's only been involved in just really surface level connections. When you come into contact with an Empress, when you're in your Knight of Pentacles reverse energy, one, that's going to be very, very difficult for them, and likely for you too, because it's going to be karmic in nature in that sense, in the sense of there's karmic lessons to be learned and cleared, but also it's going to force the person to level up in a way they might not have ever understood they could. So it's just important to recognize that by you stepping into your Empress energy here, you're in that receptivity state, and you have allowed your person the ability to level up. You have given your person the opportunity to ascend past their toxic behaviors, and you have given them the opportunity to show up here as the Emperor, to show up here with the full energy, to show up here with the communication and the passion, and you have given them that opportunity, Scorpio. And I think that's something really beautiful here to recognize. It's like, even though this person may have walked away from you and they may have gone back to a karmic, it is serving a greater purpose here. And if you consider yourself to be part of the Twin Flame Energy Collective, that's a lesson that I think a lot of us learn and a lot of us go through on this journey. Given it is a journey, it is a lifelong journey, I'd imagine. I've only lived so many years, so I can't say it's a whole life journey, but from what I can understand, what people have talked about, it is a lifelong journey, you know what I mean? And I feel like a lot of the times we are meant to end up with our twin flames, given oftentimes they do seem to be soulmates as well. But I think it just depends on so many different factors. But Scorpio, I mean, it looks like you have that opportunity by you stepping into your power, and you kind of, turning. I don't even like to say turning your back on your person, because I feel like at the end of the day, if you truly care about somebody, there's no turning your back. It's mostly focusing on yourself, and they may perceive that as you turning your back. But in reality, you were just doing what was best for you, just as they were doing what was best for them, right? And I see 444 on the radio up here, so I think that is a nice confirmation. We're going to pull some more cards here for you, Scorpio. Yeah, let's see here. What do we have under the 10? Yeah, 2 of the Pentacles reverse, 2 of Pentacles reverse. So there's no more juggling. There's no more indecision. I feel like you both have understood what the connection means to you. But more than anything, this feels like your person has made the decision to move forward with you. But because it's a Pentacle, it feels like there's still a little bit of stagnancy here. We do have the 10 of Wands and 10 of Swords out, so that tells me that they've decided to close out the karmic cycles. They're not juggling anymore. It doesn't really feel like there's any third-party energy here anymore. I do feel like they just have a lot going on, Scorpio. I mean, when somebody enters this phase of their life, where they enter this phase here, and I'm kind of guided to talk about the Death reverse, this could also represent your person having a hard time closing out the cycles. They may be resisting closing out certain cycles because they can only do so much. It's something where I feel like when it comes to closing out karmic cycles, you got to kind of take it one step at a time, one day at a time, and understanding that like those energies, they take time to purge. And it starts in the ethers, and then you download them, and then you kind of process them in your mind and your third eye, and then you start to embody it in the heart space, right? And you kind of start to understand emotionally what it means to close out these cycles, and then you start to kind of move it through your physical body as you clear it out in your third dimensional reality. And by doing so, that's where will kind of get the ascension symptoms, and that's where people will start to just be exhausted, and just all the kinds of things that come with clearing out karmic cycles. And I think it's just needing to understand that your person is in this energy right now. They recognize the connection. They want a new beginning with you, but they are still healing, right? They're closing out all of this stuff. And it's not that they're resisting the change. It's just that they're taking things one step at a time. And it's just like they can only do so much. They can only do so much specifically if they are new to clearing out such heavy karmic ancestral energy, okay? All right, Spirits tell me to close this out. We're going to close this out here for you, Scorp, with the Magical Spell Cards deck. Spirit's telling me it's just important to be patient with yourself and your person and the connection. I feel like we're really coming out of this phase of everything being so 5D, right? Especially with Scorpio energy, it's very ethereal and very astral. And I feel like, again, like if you think of the tree of life, that energy manifests into the physical, it becomes more complicated as it comes from the ethers. And as it does, it naturally will maybe take a little bit longer than it would have otherwise. And you got to understand that same concept for clearing out the karmic energies. That same concept applies to, you know, twin flame unions and stuff, right? Right. Bottom of the deck here for you, Scorpio, we have fertility. Card 37, excuse me. It was backwards on the camera. It says, let all take root, seed, and sprout. Let new life be all about. So I do feel like your relationship is in a very fertile phase. It's like the seed has been planted and it is now blossoming. It is just, it's taking shape, but it is taking time. Okay? Because the first card out here for you, Scorpio, we have the study. Card 36 coming down to a 9, representing new cycles beginning. So it said, let my mind be clear and strong. Let me study well and long. So what I'm feeling like here, Scorpio, right now is a very good time to continue to focus on yourself. Okay, I just saw 2112, right? So it feels like there's a new beginning here, but it's just needing to let that happen. And especially if you're in the feminine energy of being very receptive, is understanding that like you can do stuff to help that, but you don't always have to. It's like there needs to be a balance, right? And so to me, this represents a page energy. A lot of the times, if you get the Page of Pentacles, they are in this studious energy. And so to me, this represents that yes, there is a new beginning coming to you, like, you know, stability wise with your person, but it is moving. They might want to take things slowly, right? This feels like your person is in this space of really trying to understand this connection. If they are leveling up into their emperor status and they're still clearing out old karmic cycles, they're understanding what that means for them. And so they're probably taking time to feel through it. They're maybe studying about twin flame connections. They may be studying about soulmates, karmic energies, shadow work, ascension, you know, all the stuff that comes with a twin flame journey, right? Last card here for you, Scorpio, we have abundance. Card number 2, right? So this is like a 2 of cups, right? To me, like this is like a totally freaking 2 of cups energy right here. This is just a beautiful abundant card. It says, Goddess of abundance divine, let me thrive, let fortune be mine. Okay, so what I'm feeling like here, Scorpio, is you are in this, again, this beautiful space of receptivity. And with the study card and the fertility card that you got, right, let's take them all out. Let's take them all out here, right? We have the study, fertility, and the abundance card. And so it really feels like, Scorpio, that like this is coming together for you. Your seeds have been planted and you're reaping and harvesting the abundance. I'm surprised you didn't get the harvest card. That came out for the twin flame reading. You should go watch that. It's you know, it gives a lot of depth as to what the divine masculine is going through. Specifically, if you resonate with this reading, it's going to give you a little bit more of an understanding of what the divine masculine collective is going through purging wise, and how they're leveling up, and how I feel like as feminines, if you consider yourself to be a feminine, the divine masculine collective needs our compassion. They need our understanding, they need our empathy, but also they need us to stand in our power and embody the feminine energy of receptivity, right? That just seems to be the main message, just staying in your space of receptivity. This could represent feminine energy here, and understanding that your masculine is going to step up. They are going to come forward. It looks like, I mean, you had the 7 of Wands. They want to fight for this. They do want this with you. They want the Fool energy. They want that new beginning. They want to make things playful again, but they just are still healing, okay? And so I think that's what we're going to close with, Scorpio. Just stay in your energy. Keep focusing on yourself. Believe in the dream. Believe in the abundance and the fertility. Believe that the seeds you plant will grow. It's specifically because they are grown from a place of light. If you planted them from a place of inner light and abundance, that's what's going to come to fruition. If you planted them from a place of toxicity and narcissism, then that's what's going to come to fruition. So it's also a message of like understanding where you're manifesting from and continuing to study the mind. Watch your thoughts. Where are you manifesting from on a regular basis? When you think of your person and you think of this union, are you manifesting it from a place of, I don't know, selfishness, of just self-serving energy, or are you doing it from a place of wanting to see the best for both people? Do you want to see your person grow and change and become the best version of themselves? And if so, there's a need to let them do so at their own pace and trust that the universe is going to bring in what it is you want. So that is all I have for you, Scorpio. I Really do appreciate you, and I hope you enjoyed the reading, and I will see you in your next reading. Goodbye.